All right, man. Wow. So I already had a video planned for the morning, but I had to address this. Okay, you guys, please, everybody, if you have a Twitter, if you're conservative, follow along with me before we get caught up in this mess. All right. No, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez did not tweet terroristic threats to a random black guy on Twitter, Matt Walsh, or anybody else from a burner account. Well, at least we haven't proven it yet, okay? I can't say that she definitively has not. I can just say that it's not this account that everybody is accusing of going around. Okay. So, right, for anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about right now, because this is something that I want to catch it and nip it in the bud before it gets into something bigger than what it already is, because I saw people like Jeremy Boring retweeting Ian Miles Chong asking, is it true that this is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? Silliness. Okay, let's go to how this all started, all right? So there is a random account on Twitter called Joe Biden something. And you'll be able to see the whole story of what I'm talking about on Twitter. So whenever I omit some piece of information like the fullness of this person's name, it's basically a paraphrase or a placeholder. I guarantee you that from everything that I explain in this video, you'll know exactly where to go to find the names and situation of everybody involved. Because I'm not going to sit here and remember the name of some random account that people are, calling her. It's called like Zaza King or something like that as the account that they're accusing AOC of using as a burner. And the dude who the reply was to is named like Joe Biden's something. I don't know, like Joe Biden hates black people or something like that. Something with black people and Joe Biden, okay? But it's not relevant. None of those things are relevant. But this is the story. So the Joe Biden's blah, blah, blah account is basically a reply guy to AOC from what I've been seeing in his history now. And like 2 days ago, he made a reply to Alexandria Ocasio's quote tweet of Alejandra Caraballo, I think is her name, the LGBTQ trans, activist lady person. I don't even know what gender that person is. I don't even care. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez quoted Alejandra blah, blah, blah Caraballo, and she said that she's in total support of the trans community, blah, 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 blah. So in the thread of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and this gets confusing, so please follow me so that we don't have any further confusion. So in AOC's reply tweet comment thread, there's somebody named Zaza Smoke who said something. There's another Twitter account who replied to AOC. I don't even know what the original tweet was because it all got deleted now, after the fact, all this other weird stuff. So anyways, Zaza Smoke and AOC, somebody replies, let me gather myself. Joe Biden hates black people, or whatever the name of that Twitter is, replies to Zaza Smoke's comment, which, if you know how Twitter works, when you reply to somebody's comment in a thread, not only will it reply to the original thread, AOC, it'll also tag and at the person who you're directly replying to in the comment section, right? This Zaza Smoke person. And this Joe Biden Twitter account replies to both of them saying, at least I don't support Nazis and funding wars, essentially, and pedophiles and stuff like that. The talking points that conservatives go through, saying that because AOC supports Ukraine and because she supports the LGBTQ community, especially the radical extremists, that she's supporting, pedophiles and Nazis, essentially. And we can have that conversation. It's for another day, okay? But essentially, Zaza King or Smoke, whatever the name of that Twitter account is, assumes, based off of being directly replied to, that the Joe Biden hates black people account was speaking directly to them. So they reply in first person saying blah, 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 such and such, so threatening things, like talking out of pocket, saying stuff like about that they wish conservatives die and stuff like that, okay? This person, the Joe Biden hates black people Twitter account, quote tweets the reply from the Zaza Smoke account and says, oh, wow, why are you replying in first person, blah, 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 essentially accusing that person of being AOC without realizing, or either he doesn't realize that he tweeted to both of them, or he is being intentionally disingenuous and trying to pretend like that person is Alexandria, of course, whatever. Maybe we'll figure out in the future. You be the judge. But either way, the person was mistaken and thought that because this random account was replying in the first person, that it was actually AOC. So then this account realizes that he reply tweeted to both of them. So the account who spoke in first person quickly deletes the tweet to say, because they realized the mistake that they had made. And the Joe Biden hates black people account takes them deleting the tweet as an admission that it was actually Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez who tweeted from a burner account and didn't realize it, and then goes and deletes the tweet because, like, she thought, you know what I'm saying? Essentially, she thought that she was like replying from another account. But that doesn't even make sense, because why would AOC say those things without realizing, one, well, if she thought she was on her regular account, right? AOC was thinking she was tweeting from her official account. Obviously, she would not say those things. If she was tweeting from her burner account, why do you think that she made like some like mental slip and said I speaking in first person as AOC while tweeting from a burner account? Like, I'm not going to call her that stupid. I think it takes a lot of mental gymnastics to convince yourself that she made that kind of a mistake, especially following the events that I have just described. So anyways, this person goes crazy, quoting, holy crap, I found AOC's burner, and she's replying, threatening, So then they go to the Zaza Smokes Twitter history, right? And they find these tweets that this person was saying to Matt Walsh, which were also threatening, which, once again, that does not have to mean that it's AOC. This fan of AOC is obviously going to not like people like Matt Walsh. AOC doesn't like them. The Democrats don't like him. Why do you think that they would? So it doesn't mean that it's her. And once again, saying things about how she can't, or this person, that the Zaza King Twitter account cannot wait for bad things to happen to Matt Walsh. Death, dismemberment, whatever. Terrible, violent death and stuff like that. You know the stuff that they say. So now, Ian Miles Chong screenshots, which is another Twitter account. He's some grifter from Malaysia, from what I know, and I just can't stand the guy. I cannot wait until people stop listening. It's just disgusting to me. And the crazy part about it is that once Ian Miles Chong, even if he dies, some AI account is going to take over his Twitter and just keep doing all this stuff, because he's too much of an asset to the agents of chaos who want all this kind of stuff to happen. So they will never let him go. He might not even be a real person, to be honest with you. It totally might be a robot. I'm partially joking here, but in the age that we're going into, all this stuff is out of the window. But anyways, he screenshots the threats to Matt Walsh and posts it on his Twitter saying, why would AOC say these things without any context, which is what he does all the time. He's like Jack Posobiec in that way, where they just post grifty, trolly shit with in between real articles so people cannot tell what the difference is. And, part of me, I would say that I'm almost in a similar camp, but I make a hard delineation between the things that I'm posting that are absurdist, random bullshit and the things that I talk about that are factual. I'm sorry, but you just have to draw that line. Otherwise, people will never be able to trust you, just like these two people who I just named. So he screen tweets that, and then Jeremy Boring, that's right, Matt Walsh's boss, the owner, or part owner and CEO of Daily Wire, quote tweets this Ian Miles Chong tweet and says, is this true? And guess what? Everybody in his reply thread, including the original dude who started all the Joe Biden hates black whatever Twitter account, are all like, yeah, yes, it's real, yes. And now this fake burner account is deleting all of these tweets in a panic and stuff. And trust me, the burner account is probably deleting a lot of tweets and stuff like that because that account has probably said some really out of pocket things that they don't want to people to know. But none of that means that it's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Like, you guys cannot keep playing this game. Not in a time when people's mental state is so fragile. Not in a time when information is so sensitive and hard to trust with artificial intelligence and everything like that. We have to be very square upon the truth. We have to quickly decipher false information whenever it is easy to do so. And in this situation, it's very easy to do so if you had half of a brain and we're following along. And it's just like, that's why I had to make this video. For anybody in my YouTube channel who's cross-sectioned and has experienced or seen what I'm talking about on Twitter here today or yesterday, this is dangerous territory. This is the stuff that I'm talking about in my last video about how people are getting tricked by fake shit that's easily disproven because there's so much fake stuff now. There's so much fake stuff. You just have to think about who benefits from this. Conservatives and Republicans are not benefiting from making a fool of themselves by believing something so easily disproven, all right? So just please be smarter than that. And please stop listening to this fool Ian Chong, bro. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, it irks me to no degree watching you guys listen to some foreign fuck talk about American politics. And that's where I'll end this video. Be smart.